good evening to you and welcome to Tynecastle Park. That's where our cameras were today for the Hearts Rangers game. As usual, it attracted to Tynecastle a very big crowd indeed, 29,000 all ticket. Now, the consensus view before the start of the game was that whoever lost this would lose touch with the championship itself. Well, I wouldn't go quite so far as that, but believe you me, it was a highly significant match. Both sides showed changes.
Two changes in the Hearts side, with Wayne Foster failing a leg fitness test. He has a chest muscle injury and he won't be playing today. And of course, Kenny Black is suspended. So into the side comes Sandy Clark, playing against his old club. Rangers with another huge signing in the side, £350,000 for John Brown. And Brown, of course, has long wanted to play for Rangers. And at the age of 26, he gets his wish. And the referee today, Jim McCluskey from Stewarton. Well, apart from the pitch on the wings looking slightly soft, the conditions are absolutely ideal. Indeed, coming to Edinburgh this afternoon gave you the impression it was a spring day. The sun was shining, huge crowd in, of course, and it all adds up to a marvellous spectacle here at Tynecastle. Very coolly done by Levine. Well, I think that ball must have taken a very bad bounce. He seemed to have it covered, and it did a kind of googly on him. Yeah, it's a late tackle by Brown. He may find it a little awkward to get his feet right with the Rangers side. I know he's fully fit, he's been playing in the Premier Division, but rather strange circumstances for him this afternoon. Trying to cover. Oh, taken away by Roberts. Corner kick. Nice bright start by Hearts. Right into the heart of that area and just over, and there was no marking. Souness very annoyed about that. Hearts were really effectively given a free shot at goal there. Very good corner kick there by Mackay. Look at this. Whistling over. Once again, congestion right in the middle, and Whittaker having to make sure with that header. Well, this football is dreadful at the moment, I have to say, and Souness was screaming at Nisbet there to bring the ball down and hold it. There's Mackay. Galloway wearing number 5, but appearing in that left wing. Sandy Clark just beyond them. There's Roberts. Oh, that's too strong. Off by Goff. Very good play by Galloway. He got across it. Looked as if it might be beyond them. And that Rangers defence really being stretched. Beautiful chip across here, and Galloway positioning himself better that time. It was Richard Goff making sure. Well, it's nice to come through and visit the relatives on Edinburgh from Glasgow, but it only happens when Rangers play here, obviously. That is the Boggy Rose house. High. Galloway. 3 Rangers players there could have picked that up. Burns a little slow in getting rid of that ball. Burns again. Sort of player who will love to put one up on Rangers. The club will let him go. And everybody again, and Galloway beating Brown. He didn't jump convincingly enough for that, and this big man coming in at the left-hand post has caused all kinds of problems for Rangers. Here it is again, almost a replay of the one we've seen already. Durant getting at that time. Very little of the ball. Walters. And I think the referee stopped the play. Well, there was a challenge there, and it's Craig Levine, in fact. He fell back and he twisted over. And that is a tragedy for Hearts. Craig Levine, who's had a long spell off because of a serious injury, is being stretchered off. You could see the twist he had. It's a horrible sight, almost sickening from up here. But I was saying earlier on in the game, he's going from strength to strength. Free kick. Mackay's acceleration totally deceiving Wilkins. Rather apprehensive looking Nicky Walker. Hearts have really been testing the Rangers defence for this sort of play. Almost in and there. McCoy's no need to do that. Willie panicking. It's a very jittery looking Rangers side at the moment. Richard Gobb behind that. Well touched by Clark. There's the return. Right. I think Walker had tended to take off just a little bit too early. Found himself stretched and had to do a little bit of crawling. Clark. Here's Brown. First real touch of the ball, Brown. Walters. Doing extremely well. There's the cutback. Oh, he really laid it right on McCoy's forehead. Superb little jink by this player. Look at the way he took him on. It's difference of acceleration again, and Ali McCoy said the whole goal at his mercy, and Rangers simply cannot afford to lose chances like that. McCoy's got the run. With Brown. Good tackle though by Galloway. Durant. Brown. Play is fast and furious in midfield, and I think Brown is finding that playing for Rangers is a slightly different prospect altogether. And Hearts couldn't get it down. Good tackle by Berry. Walters, beautiful skill. Monroe, Durant. Here's Souness. Right off it. Just a trifle slow running up on it. There's Souness. Nisbet took his eye off it right. Galloway. That's a beautiful ball. Oh, real chance for Clark. Galloway, as I said, playing extremely well on the left. There's a run forward by Durant. Neil Berry puts it out, throw to Rangers. Walters. Oh. Total miscue by Souness. This is Gary Mackay in the counter-attack. Monroe just stepped in, very easy. Look who's back. Middle of his own half, Alan McCoist. Walters. Free kick. Brought down there by Ian Jardine. Hearts may have lost Levine, but they're still playing with confidence, stroking it about well. Very good ball to Galloway again. Mackay. Should be watched by Roberts. Durant, and he cannot get the ball and keep possession. Brown just in there. Richard Goff. Lisbeth with the clearance as Ali McCoy beautifully inside, and once again Durant can hardly keep his balance. Real break, and it just passed. I think he tried to deceive everybody by going for it himself. Certainly Wilkins was lying handy at the far post. Well taken by Mackay. Well, that's a free kick, and that will be a booking, I think. Looking for Roberts for that tackle on Mackay. Now this is the ball that's been bothering Rangers. Certainly when they've tried to get Galloway in there and 3 Rangers players in, and it's away by Walters. Galloway. Beautiful play by Robert Santana. There was Durant. That's offside. Nothing each. Just approaching half-time, but the Hearts supporters seem to be much more pleased with what has happened in the first 45 minutes, and I think that is perfectly so. Hearts have had the better of it. No scoring, of course, but they had more possession than Rangers. I think it certainly was difficult to assess that Rangers performance if you see it in terms of their only one chance, and that was a beautiful chance by Walters. He set it up for Ali McCoy to chip across, but Hearts were always plugging away, and Galloway on the left, very tall, powerful, and he gets up very well. A couple of chances he had from that position there, but it's no scoring at half-time, and I would have thought Rangers must go in disappointed in the way they've been trying to put things together. Well, just as we start the second half, I'm delighted to report that Craig Levein is up on his feet. He's walking around the dressing room. The injury apparently is not as bad as people at first thought. It really looked to us a twist, and it's always danger because of the previous injury he had, but he's up and about. Durant. Rightly waving play on. Throw to Rangers. Roberts hoisting it down. That will be a corner kick, and an awkward one for big David McPherson, running back towards his own goal. There's no way from that angle he was going to attempt a pass back. And down in the corner, quite tragically, I mean, bananas are raining in on Walters, and that's a disgrace. Roberts. That was it, and here Roberts, that wasn't all that far away. Walters just keeping that in very. John Brown. Sinis. Nothing has gone right for Julian Durant today. I mean, he hasn't put a foot right. Here's John Cahoon. Well, that's a very good ball indeed. Robertson. Rather ushered out of it, though. No, referee rightly waving play on. Here's McPherson. Nice free kick push there by Galloway. Two again, but Hearts are always winning that challenge. Mackay cannot get away. I think there may even be a booking for Nisbet for that challenge. Beautifully taken by Cahoon. That's a tantalising one, and Nicky Walker played that very well indeed. Forward just a little too strong. Here's Walters. Roberts taking his eye right off that and getting away with it. McCoist. There's Bit. Sinis. Slow build up by Rangers. Walters. That looks like a penalty kick, and it is. It's a penalty kick. Beautiful run again there by Walters. Sleight of foot, and down he went. This will be a penalty. Now, Ali McCoist has missed a couple in recent weeks. It'll be interesting to see who's going to take this. It's Ian Durant. Now, Durant has not had the best of afternoons. This is a difficult one for him. Durant against Henry Smith. 1-0. Rangers are in the lead. 10 minutes of the second half gone, and that huge contingent through from Glasgow, absolutely delighted. But the goal made by Mark Walters is little question about that. And this is the way Durant dispatched it to the back of the net. Brought down. Free kick. There's Roberts. And that is a PA announcement which must be unprecedented, asking that objects are not thrown on to the pitch. And I can count at least about a couple of dozen bananas. The whole thing is distasteful. Brilliant save there. Nicky Walker. I don't think Graham Roberts could have done that any better. Firing one again, meant for the front two men who are absolute offside, playing it very dangerously indeed, that Rangers defence. As in the Celtic match, they've been caught out once or twice going for it, and the linesman's decision has gone against them. With the far side, Gary Mackay, he'll try right in with it this time. John Brown trying to get there, now Walters. Nice little ball by Walters, there's Ali McCoy's. Taking his eye right off it. And I think that will be a booking. Looking for Sinners for that tackle. A tackle. Andy Clark, Roberts covers. Oh, beautiful, superb touch there by Walters. Oh, that's a great effort. What a superb run. I mean, the way he brought that down. Look at that. He's already shown indications of that in the first half. This is him really turning it on now. A very good save by Henry Smith. Free kick. Just a little dab on. Roberts is there. John Brown trying to go up on that. Clark is onside. Hart still pressing forward. A very good run by Calhoun. Can he get his shot in? No, he can't. It's John Robertson. That's a corner kick, a little touch there by the goalkeeper. I think he thought he might have got some protection from the referee, but considered that challenge was fair. Goal kick. Yes, well, it's been a very tiring pitch, and the pace has gone down a bit. I think Rangers may be thinking of a substitution. Oh. And Roy took his eye right off that. A lot of good football from Hearts now. There's Mackay. And a goal by Clark. Beautifully taken. The blue. They've been playing and trying and pressing, and they get a thoroughly deserved equaliser. So coolly taken by Sandy Clark. There it was, the ball through. It wasn't an easy one at all, and he kept cool and slipped it past Nicky Walker with about 12 minutes of the game remaining. And Rangers have made the substitution. John Brown has gone off. And McGregor is on. There he is, John McGregor on. Nisbet. And free kick to Rangers this time. Roberts to take this. Golf is out. Walters, and that's a brilliant save. Walters again took it extremely well. Nicely put back by McCoist, and not an easy one at all, coming up and skidding from the top.
Hearts deserving that point in that fight back, and perhaps even more. I thought they were outstanding in the first 20 minutes. They might have gone in the lead. They didn't, and of course Rangers came back, got that penalty kick through that excellent work by Mark Walters, and then the fight back and a superb goal by Sandy Clark. Two important aspects to the game. I thought Hearts, when they were on the form and flowing, seemed to run past Rangers midfield at ease. And secondly, Rangers, as he demonstrated in the Old Firm game, didn't seem to have the penetration up front through McCoist and Gerrard that ideally they would like. So, as I say, the points shared at the end of the day, which benefits Celtic, who won 2-0 at Celtic Park today, with McStay, Joe Miller scoring in the first half, and Hibs, would you believe, have only won one of the last 31 visits to Celtic Park. They don't like going west. Up at Pittodrie, 20,000 to greet the debut of Charlie Nicholas at home, with Willie Faulkner scoring the only goal of the game against Dunfermline. Dundee United beat Dundee at Dens Park. Patelainen and Bannon the scorers there. United unbeaten in the last 7 visits to Dens Park. Good win for Falkirk, 3-0 against St Mirren. McWilliams, Rab Stewart and Crawford Bapty the scorers there. And an excellent win for Motherwell, 2-0 down there. I say excellent because they spent £1,000 subsidising buses for supporters to go down and support them, and it obviously paid off. The 2 goals in the first 10 minutes came from Paul Smith. So, there's the Premier Division tonight with Celtic at the top. They haven't drawn away from Aberdeen, who won today, but they have from Hearts and Rangers slightly, with Dundee and Dundee United following up. Well, you know, I thought one of the outstanding features today was the contribution made by Mark Walters. I suppose you could call him a personality player. That is the sort of player you would go along and see. Even though you didn't support him, you would still enjoy the skills and the expertise. This is exactly what I mean.
Oh, beautiful. Superb touch there by Walters.